Did you just say that's the perfect P? Is that what you
It
said?
was like the perfect timing. So it was the
Oh, like you
perfect
got there and it was
P.
like, yes.
Yeah. And it felt good too, you
Those
know. It's like one of
victorious
those.
math visits.
Why? Why are we doing this?
I blame Kingdom.
Oh man,
I was
blame
just trying to make you
goalie.
guys
Goalie's fault.
smile.
One of these times, I'm gonna figure out how to make it so that they can hear a goalie, even though he doesn't know it. And he's just start talking. People are gonna be like, "Who is that? Who's talking?" All right. So, actually, my first question for you, Apathy.
Yeah.
This is not on the sheet, but you said something about it depends on where people play. So, AW is a different game than Ghost, but is the next placing that is it really going to have that much of a determining factor? Like, so let's say FaZe places 13th or something ridiculous, like
Yeah.
12th or 13th. The curse of the finish and then finish bad happens. Does that make you guys more likely to do a roster change, even though it's a completely different game?
Yeah. Yes, because first of all, Karma's still under contract. He's just loaned to us. And Parasite at first wasn't too happy with our team, and he really likes Killa and Miracle. So like, really don't know what's gonna happen. So like, let's say we were to play something bad like that, I feel like it will increase the chance of them leaving or
Oh
some
my
type of
gosh.
roster change happening, no matter what game we're going into.
If Parasite, Killer, and Miracles play together again. Oh man, that'll make for some entertaining streams.
Yeah.
That team might work out really well, though. I mean, if it plays like Black Ops 2 does or did
Nobody,
does,
people need to
Yeah.
stop thinking that.
I don't
It's
know.
not gonna play like Black Ops 2.
Oh, it's
Have you
not.
played it?
It's not gonna play like anything we've
I've
ever
seen
experienced.
it. Black Ops 2, you couldn't
Yeah.
fly.
That's
Like,
true.
I mean,
Destiny, you can.
I like Destiny.
I
you
like
couldn't
Destiny.
fly, you couldn't boost dodge. I mean, Black Ops 2 was gun skill, and yes, you felt like you got warriored sometimes, but Black Ops 2 was a completely. I don't think we'll ever see a game like that. I mean,
Black
hopefully
Ops
the next
3.
Treyarch game, that would be great. Like,
I'm
maybe
thinking
Skin it.
I'm
that.
thinking Black Ops 3 is gonna like
Oh.
change the game. I think they're gonna tell pros to come into the studio like 9 months ahead of time, tell them what they need to do. They're gonna make maps that are 3 lanes and it's gonna be about gun skill and it's gonna be with a good engine. And if that happens, I don't ever have to play another game in my entire life. Like that'll be the game. That's what I'm hoping happens. I don't know.
I'm hoping I don't end up playing Black Ops 2 again in by December. Like, I'm really hoping that AW is everything that we hope it's going to be. It's taking a huge leaps forward.
Yeah.
But I keep saying anything's better than Ghost, but you never know. I mean,
That's
it might
true.
not. So, Apathy, how did you get into gaming professionally?
Well, I first started, playing basic games. Every kid does, and then I started playing Halo 3 when I first got my Xbox, and I would watch videos and pro players play, and that was my first competitive game. I played it for about 2 years, but I was still a little kid. Like I think I was like 12 years old, and I really didn't think I was going to be able to go to events. I was still little, traveling and all these stuff, so I decided to quit it and I went to Call of Duty, played with some friends, and got to 10 Prestige in Call of Duty 4, and then I started really liking Call of Duty. And at the start of MW2 is where I finally, after watching Call of Duty 4 montages and pro players like Moho play, I really got into it, and that's where I started Modern Warfare 2, playing game battles, and just went up from there.
So so if Moho gives you the opportunity to come to Fear, then you can play with the person who influenced you the most.
Yeah, that
Fear
was back in the
Apathy.
day. I
There goes Hitch spreading rumors.
Oh, this is no. I
Uh,
think Apathy's top commodity. I mean, it's the good thing is, like, you're going into this roster mania season, um, like you just won an event. Um, you've said, and you can tell me if you still believe this. You're the best player on your team. Do you still believe that now that Karma's on your team?
a lot of people like are kind of against it because yeah, he won a two-time world championship, and I don't mean to like put him down or anything. I think he's a unbelievable, talented player, and he's really good. But
Yeah.
I still do believe I'm the best of my team. I've beaten Karma's team about 4 times in Ghost, and I've beaten him every single time I've played him. It was about 4 times at Gfinity, X Games. regionals, and the only time he beat me was at PAX, and I was like basically a pickup team because we weren't even a full team. And I've played amazing for the most part every event, so I still think I'm probably the best player on my team. And I understand Black Ops 2 was Black Ops 2. I would consider him the best player in that game, but this is a whole different game, and I feel like I've been grinding and playing a lot, and it just pays off over time.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can argue with how good he was on Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
Stupid.
And people downplay what it means to be on a team. Like you can be an amazing, great, ridiculous player, but if you're playing with the wrong 3 people, you just won't win. I mean, it's just impossible. And I think we saw that when Karma was on Envy. I mean, they just could not win. Karma was playing his butt off at some of those events, and they were, placing 6th and stuff like that. And so I think you guys, as the 4 of you, I don't know if you figured it out or if you just went on, we're all individually skilled. Let's just play together and win this thing. Like it was I still have no idea. So I guess that's one of my questions is kind of like, you guys had all this craziness on YouTube, Twitter, anything you could post on. You posted on Reddit, I mean, and I read the thing on Reddit about your team and being blamed for everything. And Parasite was benched for a moment, then he came back and Karma came, and I mean, you guys have been through so much. Like,
how did you win?
Win an event? Like, how did you win an event? Like, what kind of speech or what kind of conversation did you guys have, or did you just literally show up and play? Like what happened?
What were you on?
Well, to be honest, first of all, we went through all of that, and when you go through things like that, it just makes, I guess, your chemistry and your team stronger. You learn what you did wrong. You understand why your teammate got mad or what happened or what went wrong. And even though it's kind of bad at the moment, it clicks in your head and you understand, okay, I did this play wrong. I'll listen to him next time. And over time, just all of that argument stuff, we finally settled in and we fixed our mistakes and started becoming friends and team and better teammates. And coming into this event, just like most pro players, when it comes down to coming into an event and playing, you literally leave all that home, all that trash talking, attitude, fighting with each other. All that stays at home. You just focus on winning because that's the most important part. And just I know, that's pretty much with any player. I'm the same way. Censor is pretty much the same way. He almost never argues or says anything bad. Parasite's the same way. They had their moments at Dallas, and I felt like that it kind of affected us why we placed bad when they fought in the middle of the match. But that didn't happen at all this event. We just came to play. We came to just show up, and we ended up playing phenomenal and just clicking together, worked really well.
Oh, you guys did amazing in my opinion. I mean, I was just, I mean, every time, when you guys went to losers and then you guys just fought it out. You did basically what Complexity used to do or what EG used to do when they would go to the losers bracket and just stomp everyone, on their way to the finals, the championship match, and may get second, but normally they got first. And that's what you guys did. And you went in with a deficit, having to win 2 best-of-5s, and you successfully pulled that off. What more could we ask for than a 10-game finals?
Yeah,
it was great. I mean, it was very entertaining as a viewer, and I was watching Call of Duty Ghosts, and I was entertained. It was amazing. It was kind of
strange. Yeah.
So, I know we got to move the questions from Twitter in a moment. So, if you could only choose one teammate from your current roster, and you had to choose 2 other pros, anybody, who would you choose from your roster as that one teammate, and then who would be the other 2 pros you would pick to make a brand new team going into Advanced Warfare?
All right. Censor's a duel, but like I said, Karma's an unbelievable player, so I would go with Karma, and probably I would say Scumpy, and even though I'll just say Crim6. I'll just say it.
Now, what was the? Let me ask. What was the even though? Do you guys have disagreements or something like that, or?
I don't know. I just feel like Crim6 has his doubts. He said, I remember once watching his video that he would love to team with me, but I feel like he has his doubts about me sometimes. So it kind of makes me doubt him. Like I wouldn't want to team with someone that doubts a player. But
Yeah.
overall, like I think he's an amazing player too. So I would team with him.
You know,
So
Goalie just put in an interesting question. Who would hop on the flags?
I hop on flags a lot. I'm a pretty all around player. I'm not a kill whore or anything. So if I had to do it, I would do it.
here's the thing. Like in Advanced Warfare, we won't be hopping on flags, right?
Yeah, we'll be flying around.
Yeah, we'll be capturing Quidditch, and we'll be capturing hard points from the air. And there will be playing Search and Destroy. Now, I'm really interested in how that kind of verticality affects Search. Like you're looking and you're trying to find someone, and they shoot you in the head from the sky. Like it's gonna be crazy. And I'm sure we're dramatizing the flying thing way too much. It's not gonna be like that. And then that playlist that they said they have, where there's no exo abilities. Like, what's that gonna play like? You know, because you're just on the ground running around. And is that gonna be the competitive setting? Who knows? Will it be boring? I mean, you know, who knows?
I don't think so.
But I was just thinking as you said that, like, that's a ridiculous team. Like, you, Scump, Karma, and Krim. It's probably the 4 best players in the game. I mean, the only person you're leaving out, which everybody kind of leaves out, is Saints. I mean, he's been just consistent.
Yeah, he's an amazing player. I agree. He's a really good player too.
He's been. I don't know how he'll do on Advanced Warfare, but he definitely has been holding it down on Ghost. And has found himself in a good position consistently. And he's really reserved. Like, when Denial won Dallas, he was just like,
well, that's
a good
I
job.
think he's the best player in the game.
And then,
in my opinion,
he's the best Slayer, I think.
In this game?
He's the best Slayer.
Yeah, he's the best Slayer in this game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the best player, but best Slayer.
Yeah, I haven't. Does he stream? Does Saints stream at all?
Once in a while. He doesn't. I don't know. He turns it on once in a while.
He plays like 30 hours a day, apparently.
Whoa.
Yeah, he plays a lot.
Or the
Oh, 100%.
Black Ops Goonjar used to be sleepless. This dude would be like, he'd be playing a tournament, like, and they'd show pictures of him like knocked out in between match. All right, so we're gonna move to questions from Twitter, but Hex, if you're listening, or whoever has the ability to create that team that Apathy just talked about, I mean, it should happen. Just say, if you want to win, I mean, he just said it. It's pretty easy.
Scumpy Nation, and then just throw them all in there.
Well, what would you do with all of the dudes on Nation? Those are good
players. No, Apathy already said they're all going to get traded, so.
Pretty much.
I think he's going to try to bring back Farico. I don't know if Karma would do it, but I know the other 3 would play together.
Yeah.
All right, Fatty, it's all on you. Questions from Twitter.
All right. Ben Porco or Big Pork Nation asks, what element has Karma added to your team that Dito did not bring?
Well, I think Karma Search and Destroy is way better than Dito's. He works a lot more with the team, and just fits in more with us when it comes to Search. And then also, I guess his attitude. I feel like he has a winning attitude, and what I mean by winning, he's really composed. He never panics, and he always listens. He's always ready to do what needs to be done. So like, he's the type of player you always want on a team, no matter who you're playing with.
Alrighty, Francisco Robles asks, what is Apathy's most memorable win and most memorable loss in your COD career?
I don't know, loss. I don't really like to remember those. Wins will probably have to be this one. Nashville is insane. Like I said, it was crazy. We played 2 best of 5s in the grand finals, and we won the first one last round of S&D 5-5 last map. And then the second one, we're down 1-2. You know, we won first map, lost 2 maps in a row, and we were able to win the last 2 maps. And it was overall insane. You know, my team played amazing. I played amazing, and we were able to pull through.
The Dragon's Rage asks, do you think we'll see more variety of teams winning now that EG's reign is done?
Um, that's kind of a. I think EG will pick it up. They just need to start playing a lot and focusing. Like they've been slacking a lot, but I believe like the top four teams are usually going to be the best unless someone. I just feel like let's say Optic, Envy, Denial, us, MW. You could say are mainly the top five best teams right now. They're usually going to place high. Rise as well. Rise are a great team. But other than that, like I feel like it's not going to change that much now. I don't know
You
about
put
Advanced Warfare.
you would put MW over Nation.
Well, I think. Oh, well, I forgot Nation. I think Nation are a great team too.
Oh,
But
okay.
MW has that. They have that element with them, like that element of surprise, where they'll come to an event. You think like, oh, hey, they're probably gonna place like top 7, top 8, and they come showing up and they place like top 3, top 4.
Yeah, they
Classic
definitely.
drops 0-11 and they still win.
Yeah, exactly.
Classic is a beast, man. Classic is just getting started. I think if unless that team is put together that you just described, I don't think we're ever gonna see a reign like we did with EG. That was it was almost it still doesn't make sense that they did that, for a year and
Yeah,
a half. It doesn't that'll be the greatest combination of players, those three players, but I think they're honestly done.
yeah.
Now, maybe if they got an Apathy instead of a Dito, I mean, I don't know, but I think they are.
Could have
I
happened.
think their chemistry might be broken, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Just seeing the way that they communicate and they try. They're actually trying really hard now, and they're still not successful. When they weren't trying, they were winning, and now
Yeah.
that they're trying to win, they can't figure it out. And I just think other teams, you guys, the other teams out there are outsmarting EG. They're playing better. I mean, consistently, and so are they
well,
still winning
we play a
players?
lot.
Great players? Heck yeah. I mean, you can't not put Aches, Crim, and TP in a top players list for this game, especially Aches and Crim if you look at stats for the events they played in. But
Yeah.
I think they lost it. I think they lost their chemistry. Go ahead, Fatty.
All right, we kind of already touched on this, but I'll add to the question. XBL Pat asks, "Do you see FaZe's roster sticking together for AW?" And I'm gonna say, if you were gonna put a dollar amount on that, like if you were betting, saying,
Oh,
I'm gonna put $100 saying FaZe is gonna stick together, what would your dollar amount be? What would you be willing to lose? I guess.
that's a hard question.
I'll say $50.
$50.
All right, I'll take
Only
that
at
bet.
50.
I could use $50.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
You can do a couple more, Fatty.
You might have touched on this a little bit earlier. What was the main thing that got you into competitive gaming? And that's from Dominic Kidd.
Well, like I said, playing Halo 3 and just watching videos. I've always been a really competitive person when I was little, when I was a little kid, and throughout my whole life, in sports and all that. And watching just these pros play and playing at a top level and having fans and it was just and like having a crowd watching and all that, like all that those stuff in there, the atmosphere. It really made me want to become a pro in Halo 3. And then obviously I couldn't become a pro because I was still too young to travel and all these stuff. So I went to Call of Duty 4. And watching, like I said, YouTube videos of other pros and all these stuff made me want to get into competitive side. And I just started working my way up from there to be one of the best players in the game.
Let's see. Matt Boy 360. That's you have numbers. Anyways, he says hashtag the STiKS. Thank you for doing that. Does Apathy like a bit of banter?
Little bit of what?
A bit of banter. Do you like to talk smack?
Smack. Not really. I mean, I do it sometimes in game. I did it a little bit this event. I was talking some smack in game. Obviously, nobody could hear me except for my team. But it's just kind of the moment type of thing and getting into hype. And just when you're destroying people and you're just dominating, you get in that zone.
So do you miss the fact that there's like does having the soundproof booth take away from that? I mean, do you miss being able to yell at somebody and say you suck?
I mean, I wouldn't do it much, so it's not something I really miss. But I feel like soundproof booths were kind of needed Just you're allowed to communicate with your team a lot better. You know, you get to yell call outs. You get to you don't have to worry about someone hearing you or hearing you say like, "Oh, let's go B" or stuff like that. It just allows you to play your game, and I feel like that's where the most skill is involved. You know, like getting in someone's head is it's not really skillful, even though, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's not. Yeah,
Yeah, there's
that makes
no
sense.
skill in game involved.
Okie dokie. So we're gonna go into our closing here in a moment. If there's anything, if there was any team, if you could choose the team that was gonna face you though, Apathy in League Season 3, because you guys will be in the finals, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what team do you actually want out of the other 7 that are in there? Who do you actually want to face?
I want to face Optic.
Who don't you want to face?
Nobody. I want to face everybody.
Yeah,
So
that's
who would give you the biggest challenge then?
To be honest, at this point of the game, I feel like as long as every player performs, it's kind of there's no one. As long as every player performs, anyone can give us a challenge. It's not like like at this point of the game, we're like 11 months in. It's just, almost every player is good, and every team knows what to do and what not to do.
Is it easy to predict? Like, does that cause problems with the gameplay not being very entertaining? Like, because it's easy to know where the other team is going to be because you would do the same thing and they know you would do it, so then they try to do something different. But, I mean, it's like the mental game that you guys have to go through when choosing like your breakout routes and things like that on the different game types it boggles me, like how you pick, because it's like almost like you're flipping a coin. You know, like, are they going to think we're going that way or not? You know, it's really it's changed. The meta has changed, and you know what gun everybody's going to be using. So
yeah,
there's no predictions there. Hey, I always say it's like Rambo, man. He used that MP7 on Black Ops 2. Everybody was using the MSMC, but he was still using the MP7. All right, so the way we close the show, Apathy, is that each of us goes around and says whatever we want to whoever we want about whatever we want or whoever we want. So it's 30 seconds or less. You can say whatever you want. I'm going to start with Fatty, and then I'm going to go Apathy, Hitch, and then myself.
Well, like always, I would like to say thank you, Kingdom Soldier, for having me on. Thank you, everybody who was watching. I think we topped out around 400. Thank you very much. And yesterday was my 9th anniversary. I've been lucky enough to be married to my wife for 9 years, and I love her so much. Make sure when you guys go to look for your significant other that you find somebody that is selfless, that cares more about you than cares about themselves, and you'll be happily married for a long time if you do that. And then awesome. Love you guys.
Dang.
All right.
That was a little change of pace.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, follow that, Apathy.
Hey, he just got engaged. He can drop some knowledge.
Heck yeah. Drop that love bomb.
I would like to thank Kingdom Soldier and everyone else for having me on the show, and had a good time. I loved answering all your questions and appreciate for everyone who tuned in. And I guess the main thing I would like to say is just be happy. If you're happy, that's the best thing you can be. So, yeah, you can go, Hitch.
What is happening, man? Everybody's being so deep and like. I have to look up some inspirational quotes now. Man. I don't know. My name's Hitch. I don't know what to say.
He's embarrassed. Look at this.
The Optic Nation GOAT chemistry videos. I just want to say, in all of those videos, all 3 of them, I have roasted Apathy every single time, and he's always been a good sport about it. Super cool guy. So I don't know if he secretly hates me, but on the show, he's been awesome. So shout outs to Apathy because you're awesome. And I am not married, and I'm not engaged, and I don't have anything inspirational to say.
Oh,
but you can rap, which is more than
you could.
I could rap.
That's true. One of these days we will rap battle on the show. So,
Oh, you don't want it. You don't.
Oh my gosh, here it goes. So we have a STiKS Live rap battle. It'll be dope, and we'll have to rap about Call of Duty. So, my name is Kingdom Soldier. Thank you, Apathy, Hitch, and Fatty. App, you've been one of our best guests. Thanks for just coming on. I know you just won an event. You should be out celebrating or something, since it was 2 days ago. But thanks for coming on the show. Thank you, Hitch and Fatty, as usual, just for being yourselves and coming on the show today and for switching days. Happy anniversary, Smiting Fatty.
Thank you.
What I want to say is make sure that you are strong enough to admit when you're weak. I think one of the hardest things to do in anything, whether it's making YouTube videos, being married, having a job, whatever it is, raising kids, just being a kid or being a student in college or something, the hardest thing to do is to accept the fact that you're not the best at everything. And Hitch is taking off his headset. He is the number one detriment, so he's taking his face off the screen. But yeah, just make sure that you're strong enough. Always be strong enough to admit when you're weak. It's the hardest thing to do in life. But Crim6 did it before this event, which is good because who knows what the heck would have happened if he wouldn't have said that before this event. At least his team tried. They tried to qualify. They tried to win. They just were unsuccessful. And so sometimes in life, that's what you got to do. You have to admit we're not the best anymore. There's some other guys that are better than us. This is your boy Kingdom Soldier, and we all will see you guys next week. Don't know who the guest is going to be yet. Been trying to get Merc on for a while. He was going to come on, but he couldn't make it a couple weeks ago. So maybe we'll have him come on and talk about Envy and the upcoming events and things like that. You guys should all tweet at him and tell him to come on the STiKS. We'll see you next week. Peace.